Hey everyone, and welcome. So, we're surrounded by these amazingly powerful general purpose AIs, right? They can whip up a poem, code a website, and talk about pretty much anything you throw at them. But what does it really take to turn one of these brilliant jacks of all trades into a focused, reliable specialist? Let's dive in and find out. I mean, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? We've got AIs that can pass the bar exam, but you wouldn't actually trust one to argue your case in court. They can pull up every medical text ever written, but you wouldn't let one make your final diagnosis. There's this massive canyon between having general knowledge and having the kind of specialized, high-stakes expertise we actually need. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to really break down how to build a bridge across that canyon. We'll kick things off by defining the problem, then dig into the core technical challenges and the awesome tools being built to solve them. We'll look at real-world examples in some super high-stakes fields and wrap it all up with a clear strategy for building the expert AIs of the future. Okay, let's get right to the heart of the problem. These big foundation models, they're trained on, well, basically the entire internet. That makes them incredibly smart in a broad sense. But that same generality becomes a real weakness when you need a specialist. It's a classic double-edged sword. And this slide really nails why a brilliant generalist can be a surprisingly naive specialist. For starters, they just don't know the lingo, the specialized vocabulary of fields like law or medicine. They also miss the subtle, nuanced ways of thinking that define a real expert. A huge one is that their knowledge is frozen in time. It's not up to date. This leads to that infamous problem of hallucinations, where the AI just makes stuff up that sounds correct but is totally wrong. And the old school fix, retraining the whole model? Forget about it. It's just way too expensive and takes forever. All right, so that leads us to the real technical puzzle here. How in the world do you teach an AI to become an expert without needing a mountain of new data and a fleet of supercomputers? Well, the answer is all about making them smarter, more efficient learners. And the name of the game here is something called few-shot learning. Now, this isn't one specific method. It's more like the ultimate goal. We want to build models that don't need thousands of examples to pick up a new skill. The idea is they can grasp a new concept from just a handful of demonstrations, kind of like a person would. One of the simplest and most powerful ways to get there is through in-context learning. This is all about clever prompt engineering. You're not actually changing the model at all. You're just showing it right in the prompt a few examples of what you're looking for. It's like giving it a cheat sheet at the exact moment you ask the question, guiding it to the right answer. But what if you could make the model fundamentally better at learning anything? Well, that's the whole idea behind meta-learning. People often call it learning to learn. Instead of training an AI on one single massive task, you train it on thousands and thousands of different little tasks. The key is, it's not just learning facts, it's learning the process of learning itself. It's literally learning how to adapt on the fly. Okay, so with those ideas in mind, the field has really split into two main strategies for building these expert AIs. You can almost think of them as two competing philosophies on how to create a genius. And this is a brilliant way to picture it. On one side, you have the librarian. This approach, called RAG, gives the AI an external library where it can look up verified facts. On the other side, you've got the athlete. This technique, called PEFT, is all about training the model to embed new skills so deeply that they become pure instinct. So let's break down how RAG, the librarian, actually works. When you ask the question, the system doesn't just go to the AI. First, it searches a private, up-to-date knowledge base. Think legal cases or medical journals. It finds the most relevant stuff, sticks that information right into your prompt, and then asks the AI to generate an answer based on only those verified facts. This is, hands down, the best way to fight hallucinations and make sure answers are current. Now, for the athlete's approach, PFT, or Parameter Efficient Fine-Tuning. This is about changing the model's core behavior, but doing it with almost surgical precision. Instead of messing with all 100 billion plus parameters, methods like LoRa only update less than 1% of them. That tiny, focused adjustment is what makes specialization suddenly super fast and affordable. And LoRa is really the star player in the PFD world. The way it works is, you freeze the huge original model, and you just inject these tiny new trainable parts alongside the existing ones. The best analogy really is that you're not rewriting a whole textbook, you're just adding a few really smart sticky notes. And the best part? These notes can be merged back into the model, which means you get all this new skill with zero extra lag when you need a fast answer. So, which one do you pick? This chart lays it all out. You go with RAG, the librarian, when you need knowledge, when answers have to be factually correct and current. You choose PFT, the athlete, when you need to teach skills, a new writing style, a new personality, or a new way of reasoning. But of course, the most powerful expert of all? Well, that's the athlete with a library card, a hybrid system that uses both. Okay, theory is one thing, but how does this stuff actually perform in the real world? Let's look at the ultimate proving grounds, fields like law, medicine, and scientific research, where you just can't afford to be wrong. In the legal world, a huge challenge is trying to predict how a judge will rule. The ADAPT framework is a PEFT technique that fine-tunes an AI to think like one. First, it asks key questions about the case. Then, it discriminates between similar charges to figure out which one fits the facts best. And finally, it predicts the outcome. This kind of structured reasoning dramatically boosted the model's accuracy, way beyond what you'd get with a generic prompt. Now, over to medicine. This quote from a recent study is so important. What researchers found is that AIs really struggle when you just dump raw, messy patient data on them. But, and this is a big but, they're fantastic when a doctor first interprets that data and gives the AI a clean, structured summary. This really positions the AI as a powerful synthesis engine that helps doctors connect the dots, not as a replacement for them. And what about science? Well, a recent test called Research Code Bench checked how well AIs could actually write working code based on new scientific papers. The result was pretty shocking. Even the absolute best models out there had a success rate below 40%. It just goes to show there's a huge gap between understanding a concept and actually being able to apply it. A really brilliant solution to this is the KG-CoI framework. It basically creates a team, part AI, part database. It uses a structured knowledge graph to find real, verified connections to guide its research. Then, the LLM acts as the intuition engine, coming up with a creative hypothesis. But, and here's the magic, every single step in its reasoning is then double-checked against the knowledge graph, the logic engine, to spot any hallucinations before they happen. So after all that, what's the big picture? When we pull all these threads together, a really clear strategic path forward starts to emerge for anyone who wants to build a true expert AI. Here are the 3 most important takeaways. First, go hybrid, always. Combine PEFT for skills with RAG for knowledge. Second, you have to invest in domain-specific testing. General benchmarks won't tell you if your legal AI is actually any good at law. And finally, and this is the most important one, always prioritize keeping a human in the loop. The AI is there to assist, the human expert is the one who decides. And this all points to a really exciting vision for the future. We're not building towards one single, giant, all-knowing AI. Instead, what we're building is an entire ecosystem of smaller, specialized experts that are verifiable, efficient, and can work together to solve really complex problems. Which brings us to one last crucial thought. As we get better and better at creating these incredible AI specialists for critical jobs, the question of accountability just gets bigger and bigger. We're getting really close to building the expert, but we're just getting started on figuring out who's responsible when that expert gets it wrong. Thanks for joining me.